elimination. These reactions again take place through a cyclic transition state. The reaction takes place at a high temperature. So now if it is taking place at a high temperature, that means the compound has to be volatile. The reactions are highly stereospecific, and here the elimination is syn elimination. No external base is required here. This is the characteristic of pyrolytic elimination, and that is why the rate of reaction only depends upon the concentration of the substrate. Now, there should be at least one beta abstractable hydrogen present here. And now, why these reactions are known as EI reactions? Because E stands for elimination and small I stands for internal. Now, why we are calling it as EI reaction? Because the base that is being used here, or you can say one of the leaving group that is present here, is behaving as a base. So the base is generated internally. That is why the word EI is coming here. Now, the compounds which are undergoing pyrolytic elimination, these are certain compounds which undergo pyrolytic elimination. Now, coming to the first example, that is your acetate here. Reaction takes place at nearly 400 degrees centigrade. You can see here that the oxygen present here behaves as a base and abstracts the hydrogen which is present at the beta carbon in form of a proton. Now, I'll be taking two examples. One is the trio and the erythroisomer. For example, if you have taken an erythroisomer, in order just to demarcate or to explain the cell elimination, we have replaced one of the hydrogen by means of deuterium. Now, in order to explain the stereochemistry, always we have to convert it into the Newman projection formula. Now, you can see here that the acetate and the deuterium are lying on the same side, that is syn elimination. Now, why syn elimination is required here? Because if this oxygen is present on the opposite side, it will not be able to abstract the hydrogen. So the oxygen or the leaving group and the hydrogen have to be on the same side in order to be abstracted here. Now you can see here, if the deuterium is on the lying the same side, the two phenyl groups are lying back to back, or there is steric repulsion between them, and the product will be highly unstable. So you have to rotate the isomer till we are coming to a isomer where the phenyl groups are apart each other. Now here, instead of deuterium, the hydrogen is lying behind the acetate. So again, syn elimination will take place, giving rise to a product where deuterium is intact. Now, in the second example that I have taken here, the thrioisomer. The thrioisomer, in this, the phenyl groups are far apart from each other, converted into Newman projection formula. Now, here you can see that the acetate and the deuterium are back to back, so elimination will take place, and in the product that is formed, no deuterium is present. Now, remember one thing, whenever we are having two hydrogens present on the beta carbon, there will be formation of two products, and whenever we are having only one hydrogen, there will be formation of only one product. Now, the second example, that is xanthates, which are also known as Chugave reactions. In order to prepare the xanthates, you first convert it into the sodium salt and then treat with carbon disulfide when you're getting a xanthate. Xanthate is nothing but it is an ester where the oxygen has been replaced by sulfur. So now, in place of oxygen, the sulfur is going to behave as a base and helps in the abstraction of hydrogen present at the beta carbon, resulting in the formation of an alkene. Now, coming to the next example, that is your amines. Now, in amines, you can see here we are having two beta carbons and with a beta hydrogen. So there will be formation. Since it is a symmetrical molecule, there will be formation of only one product here. This is another example of an amine where we are having a beta carbon with an abstractable hydrogen. So the formation of product is taking place here. You can see here that the two double bonds are isolated. They are not in conjugation with one another. So there is no necessity that the double bond that is going to be generated has to be in conjugation. Now, the third example which I have taken here, you can see again we are having two beta carbons here. Not only one, but two. This is one beta carbon. This is another beta carbon that is present here. Now, when we are going to abstract the hydrogen from this beta carbon, we are going to get a product. You can see the E and the Z products are obtained in the erythro and in the trio isomer. You may be asked which isomer out of E and Z will be formed in higher percentage. So you can see here when the phenyl and the methyl groups are lying on the same side, this will be formed in lower amount, whereas the major product will be when the methyl and the phenyl are far apart. There is another probability that the abstraction can take place from this carbon also, which is also beta with respect to the eliminating group. Here, this oxygen is going to behave as a base here. So this is another product which you are going to get. Now, this is known as an Hoffman product. Why? Because it is not a much substituted product.